Flyers have gotten bounce back goaltending for the most part this entire season. It hasn't been perfect, but it's been incredibly better than it was last year. Yet the team hasn't reaped the reward. One of the things and one of the fears of Flyer fans is that Carter Hart, with this team playing as poorly as it is, that eventually it's going to wear him down and it's going to damage him as a goaltender moving forward.
I don't know that that's going to damage him, but I think it's going to build his character maybe, and give him the desire to continue working harder. Because there is some deficiency in his game, and we can talk about that. But you're right. Like the Flyers, I believe, are 29th in expected goals against.
Yeah.
They're only 28th in expected goals for. So, like right now, the Flyers' identity is we don't create enough and we give up too much. That's not a winning identity. That
No.
is not a winning identity at all. I understand that they've gotten a lot of injuries. Ryan Ellis, Hayes, now Farabee was out. Couturier. I mean, they've gotten a lot of injuries. So, but every team has a lot of injuries. Buffalo had 12 guys on the injured reserve when they played them the other day. So, I mean, teams are having to deal with that all around the league right now, on top of the COVID protocol. So it is what it is. But you look at Carter Hart, okay, and I have access to some, advanced stats through Sports Logic and all of that. I'm looking at goals saved above expectations. And who are the best goaltenders in the league? When you look at that metric, basically, with the quality of shots you're getting, and every shot gets a value, this should be going in at this rate, this should be going in at this rate. Who's saving more goals than the league average? And who's giving up more goals than league average?
Well, Shesterkin, right?
Shesterkin's number 2 right now. Ville Husso is number 1. Shesterkin was 1 all year because Husso hadn't played enough games. But right now, Husso won in St. Louis, who's making a strong case for, okay, what is St. Louis going to do? Are they keeping Binnington moving forward, which I think they will with the contract? But they probably will have to move Ville Husso because he's an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. But you continue down. Sorokin in Long Island having a really good season. Tristan Jarry. Jack Campbell, Freddie Anderson, Jussi Saros, Andrei Vasilevsky, Antti Ranta, Sergei Bobrovsky, Tasha Demko. And then at number 15, okay, 15 out of, I have 59 goalies that qualified for the perimeters I put, basically goalies that have played over 500 minutes. At number 15 is Carter Hart. Carter Hart is saving above expected at the 15th best rate in the National Hockey League. That should be enough. That should be enough. You're the top 15 goalies in the National Hockey League. If you were 29th, 30th, 31st, I'd say, okay, you're average. But he's saving almost, and I have it right here, he's saving a quarter of a goal a game. So every 4 games, 1 goal he's saving that an average goalie would give up. People are going to say, that's it? Hey, that's huge. Big. It's huge in the goalie world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 1 goal every 4 game is huge. That 1 goal every 4 game is the difference between a 2.75 goals against average and a 2.5 goals against average. There's a big difference right there. The best goalies in the world save a goal every 2 games. Okay. A goal every 4 games is great. A goal every 8 games would be great, as long as you're on the better side of it. So I do think Carter Hart has got some things he needs to work in his game technically, and I'm sure we'll talk about it. But when you just look at the data and the numbers, he's having a really good year. And the Flyers are not either creating enough or they're not helping him and defending enough for him to be able to have success.
Yeah, they're not. The Flyers just have to work too hard to score, and scoring's been so. They just haven't gotten the job done offensively this year. The power play has been a train wreck as well. Let's talk about his game technically. What are you seeing out of Carter's game? Because we know, Marty, he's one of those very technical goaltenders. Efficiency and movement, everything is under control. He's not one of those guys that's going to take a ton of ice like a Fleury or a Quick in his day and be sprawling all over the place unless he has to. So what do you see out of his game? Where are the areas where he could have some, improvements in his success rate at the NHL level?
Well, there's two main things for me when I look at Carter Hart's game. One is he's very stiff, and again, because he's such a very technical type goaltender, he
Yeah.
plays in a box, right? So he's very stiff, and he moves, and the athleticism that the best goalies in the world are showing right now. Again, you talk about Shesterkin, you're talking about Bobrovsky, you're talking about Vasilevsky. Those guys have incredible athleticism in their game. Now, a goalie that's stiff and that's very technical could be at the top of the league. Like Connor Hellebuck for me is a very stiff goaltender, very technical, very stiff. Get the body in front of the puck, and that's the way it works. Well, he won a Vezina. He's good, right? John Gibson is very stiff. I don't love John Gibson, but I know the rest of the world do. I don't love him because I don't think he has that side that's athletic and a little bit outside of the box. But everybody seems to love John Gibson, but he's stiff. I think Carter Hart is stiff. And for me, like I would want him to be able to develop that side of him that has hip mobility, core strength, flexibility. You don't fall on your butt all that often. You don't fall forward that often. You're able to keep control of all of that, but show athleticism. That's a part of it. But it's hard because you've been the same goalie at high level at 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and that's the way you've been successful. And now you're being told like, hey, you know what? Maybe you need to do Pilates and yoga and all of that to open your body up. Maybe we need to branch out and make you unstiff you a little bit. So that's the one thing which it doesn't bother me because I think he can be very, very good in his stiffness in his box, the way that he plays. The second thing is what bothers me a little bit more. There's this thing going on around the goalie world right now that everybody's trying to teach this shifting. You got to shift in the puck. The puck is being shot, let's see, to the blocker side. You got to shift your body and try to get your body as middle as you can to the puck. And hopefully you get it in your body. There's less and less reacting to the shot where my body stays middle and I'm just going to react with the blocker. My body stays middle. I'm just going to react with the glove. I think what Carter Hart does is if there's a shot to the glove, he tries to get his body to the glove and he's shifting. And I understand how that's good on deflections and screenshots when you don't have
center mass.
Sight. Center mass. Like find out your data, right? The shot is being taken. Your brain is calculating all these angles and all the data and says, okay, you don't have a clear sight of it, but if you move over there, you have a better chance of having the puck hit you. I totally get that. But on clear sight shots, I want guys that are reacting, that are puck tracking and they're reacting, that their legs are kicking, their arms are kicking. So again, in the stiffness that Carter Hart is, he likes to shift a lot in the pucks. And that to me is where I would make the biggest adjustment if I was Carter Hart, if I was training him, is I would say, we're going to take a whole summer and we're going to get away from the shifting and we're going to work on reacting. We want you to react. Now, the shifting will always be part of his game because of the way he plays, but add an element of a little bit of an old school. I'm not an old school type goaltender in the way that I watch the game. I very much like the RVH when it's used properly. I like the shifting when it's used properly. I really like goalies that stay deeper if they can do it. Now there's goalies that have to be on top of their crease. I like to see every element of goaltending, but there's always such a thing with goalies that can react to pucks and make saves. And, Mikko Kiprasov, like the guy could catch every puck and his hands and his legs were so quick. It was unbelievable, right? I mean, that is the big thing. And for me, that's the big thing that Carter Hart would need to work on to take his game to the next level because he was able to get to a certain level and now he needs to get to the next level.
It's adding more tools to your toolbox is what it's doing because like Kiprasov was a guy, I remember Marty, he caught everything. And what he did by doing that was he just muted plays. They were done. They were over with. It was whistle when he would catch it. If you slide into a puck like that or you shift into a save, then there's a rebound. And now you have also the inertia of your body moving to the right. If something does happen and that puck is moving to the left, now your whole body's got to go to the left, fighting the area it's going. If you're just using the hand on a simple block or turn to the corner, your body's still centered and you're still over your feet.
Yeah, and you obviously you have control of your
Yep.
body, control of your core, and again, it comes back to like I said, you watch the last 8 or 9 games that Carter Hart has played, and you watch the goals. Every goal, he's always in the same position. He's always very proper butterfly or reverse VH, but there's not that extra. Oh, I reacted to it. Oh, I reacted to it. It's like I was there but the puck didn't hit me, so it went into the net. Now, John Tortorella had a famous saying, and the guys that played for Torts in New York would tell you, like, not about goaltending, about everybody. He used to say, hey, you're there, but you're not there. You're there, but you're not there. And guys would be like, what does that mean? I'm there, but I'm not there.
How can I be there but not there?
But you're there, but you're not doing anything. Like it's not good enough to just be there. It's good enough to be there and do something with it. Henrik Lundqvist, which I'm going to his jersey retirement ceremony on Friday. Can't wait. But he was the goalie that I can tell you where he shifted the pucks like so well when he needed to, and he reacted to pucks so well when he needed to. How many times did we see Lundqvist like the old school toe up glove save, right?
Yeah.
Or toe up blocker save and reacting to pucks and kicking a leg. But he also knew when he needed to be technically at his best in a certain situation that he was there. And so for me, that is the biggest thing that I see. And a lot of goaltenders, especially at the youth level, they think, well, I got to be point A to point B to point C to point D and do all of this the perfect way. There's a part you got to be loose. You got to play, like shake them off, do some shoulder rolls. Let's go. Like that's what it takes.